Now,
maybe she doesn't know.
Beyonce doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't think Beyonce, and they're not going to share that with her.
Yvette knows. I got the receipts. I still have the receipts.
What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate.
Men who are supporting Cassie, who maybe have some stories about you that might feel a bit similar, you need to be put on mute.
Rumors are flying that Jason Lee might be sitting on some wild secrets about Beyonce and Jay-Z's rocky marriage. Some people even say Jason tried to warn everyone about their split long before the internet caught on. Things are heating up fast, and fans are starting to wonder if he actually knew all along. If you've been online lately, you've definitely seen Jason throwing shade at Queen Bey on his talk show. He's been making bold comments, practically daring her to respond. Months ago, he even cornered her on camera, hinting that he knew something huge about her marriage to Jay, unless she could convince Kelly Rowland to show support for his show. That move shocked everyone. At the time, fans dragged Jason hard for it. They accused him of clout chasing and disrespecting one of the most powerful women in music. But now, with fresh whispers suggesting Beyonce might actually be gearing up to walk away from Jay-Z, people are starting to rewind those clips and say, hold up.
Take it back a step further. We can go all the way back to when he was trying to get with Aaliyah. The Foxy rumors. This man has a legit history of what he's allegedly doing to Beyonce now. So why is it so far-fetched to y'all to think that he's not doing the same thing to Beyonce? Just because it's Beyonce? I'm gonna need y'all to take y'all stand caps off and put your thinking caps on.
Did Jason already spill the truth? It's getting real messy out here. So how did this whole drama even start? It goes back to December when Jason reportedly lost it after Beyonce didn't invite him to her over-the-top London Renaissance film premiere. That snub hit his ego hard, and from that point on, he's been throwing subtle and not-so-subtle shots at her name. Some say it's personal, others think it's all PR, but either way, this feud just exploded into something way bigger than anyone expected. So here's where things really started to spiral. Jason Lee wasn't one of the lucky influencers Beyonce invited to her exclusive event. And that did not sit right with him. He went live blasting her, claiming she doesn't show love to Black media and that she picks favorites when it comes to who gets access. He even said he dropped a jaw-dropping $40,000 on Renaissance tour tickets and merch for his whole crew, just hoping it would score him a golden invite to her VIP after party. But when that invite never came, Jason snapped hard. He couldn't believe that people with way less pull and no major investment were walking the red carpet with her that night while he was left watching from home. And that's when he lost it on his show. Jason jumped on the mic and started hinting that he had dirt on Beyonce. Stuff so wild that his audience sat frozen, eyes wide, jaws literally on the floor. The silence in that studio said it all. But he didn't stop there. Oh no, Jason went full chaos mode. He basically tried to pressure Queen Bey on air, saying that if she could make a few calls and get Kelly Rowland to appear on his show, then maybe, just maybe, he'd stay quiet about whatever secrets he was holding.
I think optically, when you don't include other Black leaders in the culture in the fold, I mean, not just take me out of it. The Breakfast Club, I mean, you should have honored and brought more Black. And I spent thousands of over $40,000 in tickets and shared the experience with friends. And I've done a lot, and I'm not even going to say it here because if I did, this internet, Beyonce's good internet, would go cool.
That's next level boldness. At the time, most fans brushed him off, saying he was just salty and chasing clout. Everyone assumed he had zero real tea, just empty threats for attention. But now that rumors are swirling that Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage might actually be on shaky ground, people are connecting the dots. Could Jason have been telling the truth all along? This drama just keeps getting wilder by the minute. Now people online are starting to wonder if this is the same secret Jason Lee has been teasing and threatening to expose for months. The timing is suspicious and the whispers just won't stop. Let's break down where these divorce rumors actually came from because it's deeper than most realize. Everyone already knows Jay-Z has had his share of scandals with women over the years, and he's even publicly admitted to cheating on Beyonce before. But lately, the conversation has shifted from affairs to something way more dangerous: money, power, and dark connections. According to fresh rumors, things started unraveling when people began digging into Jay-Z's long-standing friendship with Diddy. That's when things got messy.
John Carter is worse.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. This been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
Sources say Beyonce was blindsided after finding out about some very shady business moves Jay was allegedly making with Diddy behind closed doors. She's reportedly trying to distance herself before it explodes into a full-blown public disaster. For decades, Jay-Z and Diddy were practically brothers, always at the same parties, doing deals, making history together. But lately, that bond looks shaky. Not long before Cassie's bombshell lawsuit, Diddy went on camera bragging that only his mom and Jay-Z can call him Sean, trying to show how tight they were. But that statement hit different once Cassie's lawyers revealed that Diddy allegedly knew the lawsuit was coming and had been quietly offering her millions to keep quiet, almost like he was sending a warning. Don't get involved, because if I go down, I'm taking everyone with me. That's when fans started side-eyeing Jay-Z's name in all of this. Was Diddy dropping hints on purpose? Some industry insiders think so. And to make matters worse, people like Jaguar Wright have thrown in wild accusations, claiming that Jay's own behavior toward women might actually be even darker than Diddy's. That's a heavy claim, but it's spreading fast, and it's making everyone question what really goes on behind those billion-dollar smiles. This story just keeps getting darker, and fans are watching every move like hawks. Jaguar Wright dropped a bomb when she claimed that Jay-Z's silence during all of Diddy's chaos isn't about loyalty. It's about fear. She said Jay's keeping quiet because Diddy's got dirt on him too. And if Jay ever tries to speak out, Diddy could easily expose everything, including what allegedly goes down between him and Beyonce behind closed doors. That's some heavy stuff.
Oh, Jay-Z. And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all those records together. They both, Aaliyah. They shared so much in common.
But wait, it gets even hotter. Jaguar didn't just stop at calling Jay out. She went deep into the long-standing claims that he's been involved with much younger women in the industry. And when she started naming names, the internet went crazy. Fans haven't forgotten the whispers involving Foxy Brown, Aaliyah, Taylor Mari, and even Rihanna. These rumors have been floating around for years, and they're resurfacing stronger than ever. Then there's Jay's sketchy connection to R. Kelly, a name that always brings trouble. Even after the truth about Kelly's crimes came out, Jay never fully distanced himself. People found that suspicious and started asking why he stayed silent when so many others cut ties. That move alone had fans side-eyeing him hard. And let's not forget.
Wow, a long time.
How long? 10 years?
However long she's been recording. That's when I met her.
Well, don't you remember how long it was?
Yeah, when I met her. I mean,
Was it 5 years ago? Was it?
I met her 10 years ago. But
Well, did you say to yourself at that time, wow?
that's a fantastic talent.
Was that what you said?
Yeah.
Beyonce and Jay's relationship has always sparked questions, even among her most loyal fans. Their love story isn't as picture-perfect as the media makes it out to be. The timeline has always seemed off. Beyonce once said they started dating when she was 18, but Jay accidentally slipped up during a 2007 interview with Charlie Rose. When asked how long he'd known her, he nervously said, about 10 years, which would have made her a minor at the time they met. That tiny detail had fans raising eyebrows and asking uncomfortable questions that never got real answers. That one little slip from Jay-Z revealed way more than he probably intended. If they really met back in 1997, the math paints a shocking picture. Jay would have been around 28 while Beyonce was only 15 or 16 at the time. That age gap alone has fans digging through his past, and what they're finding isn't pretty. Rumors are swirling that Jay was allegedly involved with Foxy Brown back when she was still in her mid-teens, promising to make her a star before Beyonce ever came into the picture. People can't help but draw comparisons to Diddy's situation with Cassie, an older man in power and a young woman under his influence. The similarities are unsettling, and social media is eating it up. But it doesn't stop there. Over the years, there have been disturbing whispers that Jay supposedly got Beyonce hooked on substances to keep her under control. Her former bodyguard, Uncle Ron, has fueled those claims, saying Jay manipulates her and makes every decision in their relationship. Jaguar Wright doubled down too. She said, yeah, Beyonce's on him. She's been on him for a long time, and you keep her that way. That accusation shook fans to their core. Jaguar even described Beyonce as living like a prisoner inside a gilded cage.
Yeah, Beyonce's on. She's been on him for a long time, and you keep her that way.
surrounded by luxury and fame, but with no real freedom. "It's all gold on the outside," she implied, "but dark on the inside." That image left people speechless. Then came the moment that reignited the divorce buzz. Jay-Z's fiery speech at the Grammys. He stood up in front of the world and called out the Recording Academy for constantly snubbing Beyonce, saying she deserved Album of the Year long ago. At first, fans cheered him for defending his wife, but others noticed something off. The camera panned to Beyonce, and her face told a different story. Blank expression, tense smile, eyes distant. It didn't look like the proud, loving reaction people expected. Instead of looking touched by Jay-Z's emotional speech, Beyonce's whole vibe felt off. Her body was stiff, her smile tight, and her eyes looked distant, like she wanted to be anywhere but there. Then came the strangest part. Jay didn't even call her Beyonce while he was hyping her up on stage. He said,
"Talking about free Britney, y'all need to be doing a campaign that say free Beyonce. She is a prisoner in a gilded cage."
"This young lady," and fans immediately caught it. The internet exploded with questions. Why so cold? Why so formal? And why that weird phrasing in front of millions? But things got even stranger after that. Right after finishing his speech, Jay accepted his own Global Impact Award, grabbed it, and walked off with Beyonce and Blue Ivy right after. Viewers couldn't help but notice how awkward it all looked. Like, how do you roast the Grammys for not respecting your wife, and then turn around and accept their award seconds later? The math ain't mathing. Even more bizarre, Jay never once said "my wife," or even called her by name during the entire speech. For someone supposedly defending the love of his life, that distance was hard to ignore. Fans online said the whole exchange felt more like a business partnership than a marriage. Some even compared it to that uncomfortable moment when Diddy was seen yelling at Cassie right before her case made headlines. The deja vu was chilling. Now, whispers are growing louder that Beyonce's been throwing herself into work lately, harder than ever. Between her brand new hair care line and the buzz about her next album, insiders claim she's on a mission to secure her own bag. Independent of Jay-Z, people are reading between the lines and saying this might be her way of preparing for life after him. The tension is thick.
So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work. Think about that. The most Grammys, never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work.
The energy's off, and if these rumors keep growing, the Bay J empire might just be on the edge of collapse. Word on the street is that Beyonce's been quietly setting herself up for independence, trying to build her own empire separate from Jay-Z before all that smoke from his alleged shady business with Diddy blows up. And here's where it gets wild. Jason Lee dropped his mysterious comments right after Cassie's lawsuit went viral, and now people are wondering if his tea about Beyonce was really tied to Jay's deep connection with Diddy all along. Fans are shook as the puzzle pieces start clicking into place. This whole situation is messier than a spilled drink in the VIP section. And let's be real, if Jason ever decides to drop the full story, it could shake the industry to its core. He's never been the type to sugarcoat or stay silent, so if he's holding secrets about Jay and Bey, things could get explosive fast. Nobody knows if he'll actually expose everything, but one thing's for sure, Jason's mouth has no brakes when he's ready to talk. Now here's the real kicker. Some fans aren't even seeing Beyonce as the victim anymore. A few people online are whispering that if Jay's empire falls apart, she might be just as scared of her own secrets slipping out. That twist has the internet in chaos, with everyone debating who's playing who behind the scenes. At this point, anything could happen. Is Beyonce really ready to walk away and file those papers? Or is she too tied up in her billion-dollar brand to risk it all? Let's hear it. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and share this video with your friends. I'll catch you in the next one, because this story is far from over.